students, welcome to Vedantu NEET English. I am Miss Gopika, your biology master teacher. I hope I'm clearly visible, audible, and the presentation right behind me is also visible. Let me know in the chats if I am audible, visible, and you can also see the presentation clearly behind me. Quickly let me know, students. Hello, hello. I think I am audible and visible. Let's check. Okay, let's check. Yes, are we live? Yes, we are live, right? No? 1 minute, students. Let me go live. Yes, we are live. Yes. Awesome. We are live. Okay, so students, last class we did breathing and exchange chapters, a little portion like the foundation of it. Today we are actually going to study the portion from where maximum questions come, at the same time a portion where students find it very difficult to understand. Okay, so I hope all of you are ready and you have all marked your attendance as well, and let's put fire emoji in the chat so that I know that you are all excited for this class. So students, as I told you, breathing and exchange, this chapter, last class what and all did we do? We did human respiratory system, we did mechanism of breathing, we did volumes, we did capacities. Today what are we going to do? Today we are going to do these many topics, that is exchange of gases. Very important topic, exchange of gases. How does gases get exchanged between, and what is the main factors that are depending them? Then transport of gases, transport of oxygen, that is your transport of oxygen, that is your oxygen dissociation curve. Awesome. The fire emojis are amazing in the chat box. Good job. Transport of carbon dioxide, regulation of respiration and their disorders. This is your whole flow chart for today. Okay, it's a very, very important topic. I'll take it slowly. I'll make sure that you understand every line of NCERT as well. Done? Done? Chalo, mark the attendance, all of you. Okay. Now students, as I told you, when I started this class, I happened to tell you all one thing. Breathing is commonly called as respiration according to NCERT. Now what does this mean? We know that respiration means something is getting broken down, and for that breakdown to happen, we need some gases as well, like your oxygen and carbon dioxide. All of you are clear on this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me quickly, mark your attendance, students, don't be lazy. All of you mark your attendance and then we are going to start the class. Okay, only once you mark the attendance, I will start the class. Yes? Awesome. Fine. All of you did? Okay. Chalo. All of you are doing good? Yes or no? Yes, doing good. Okay. Okay. So students, as I told you, respiration, when I talk about, I told you last class also that this breathing is commonly called respiration. But when I talk about respiration, basically, I mean some things like what is happening during my respiration, right? What is happening, students? Exchange of gas is happening, right? First of all, for anything to, like your glucose to get broken down, exchange of gas has to take place. That means what? What do I mean by that? That means my carbon dioxide has to go out from my body, oxygen has to come into my body for cellular respiration to happen. After that, what is going to happen? Transport of gases is going to happen. After exchange is happening, this hemoglobin, like a bus, it's going to carry all of this. We will study all of that, okay? We are going to study all of that, okay? Yes, 2026 students, 2027, 2025, 2024, all the aspirants can see this class, okay? Because this is what is there in your NCERT, okay? Students, after that, you know that transport is going to happen, right? Your gases are going to get transported. Transport of gas means, it does not just happen between your body tissues. It is alveoli to blood, blood to tissues, right? The ultimate goal is to get oxygen to your tissues. Okay, to get oxygen to your tissues so that your tissues can do cellular respiration. Yes or no? So your tissues can do cellular respiration. Anyone disagree to this in the class? Anyone disagree to this in the class? This is what we are going to do. Now today we are going to mainly focus on all of this. How are these gases exactly getting transported? What are the other factors that depend for this transport? This is what we are going to understand. Okay? Chalo. So students, first topic is factors affecting exchange of gases. What do you people think the factors that is going to affect exchange of gases? First, I would say the primary site for exchange of gases is your alveoli. Are you all with me on this? Okay, the primary site for exchange of gases. Since all these notes you will get it on Vedantu NEET English Telegram channel. I have been telling in every class. Still one student after every class, notes ma'am, notes ma'am, notes ma'am, Telegram, join the Telegram, Vedantu NEET English Telegram, all the notes will come there. Okay, if you sit in YouTube and ask notes, okay, YouTube also will be posting the notes, but immediately if you want the notes, it will come on the Telegram. Okay, so the primary site of exchange of gas is none other than your hero, that is your alveoli. Okay, alveoli. Now students, this alveoli, how does exchange actually happens? Okay, let's draw a diagram to understand that. Your alveoli will be like one pot. Okay, like this one pot we are drawing. Below that, we are going to draw the capillaries. Okay, now I am drawing it with space, but do understand that usually there is no space. Okay, space is hardly very, very invisible space it is. So we almost call that membrane as alveolar capillary, because when you look at the alveoli, you feel like below the alveoli only the blood is flowing. You will not see that capillary difference because it's very close to each other. Now I have drawn an alveoli. Now I am going to draw some cells in the alveoli. Okay, let's take one color to identify the cells. Okay, look here students, in the outside I am going to draw cells. Okay, I basically decorated the pot, right? These cells are called as, students of any DNA students present here, any DNA batch students present here, they will know that when I taught you animal tissues, I had told you that squamous epithelium, flattened cells, right? So this, in this alveoli outer layer, you will see the squamous epithelium. What am I talking about? I am talking about the respiratory membrane. That means how the gas is passing, through how many layers it's passing. This is what I am trying to make you understand. Now, same thing if you see it in the capillaries as well. I am going to draw one layer of the capillary cells as well. Okay, capillary cells as well. Students, no time to draw exactly like your NCERT, but to make you understand, I am drawing this. Okay, I am drawing the cells here in the capillary. Now look here, can you see? I have drawn one diagram. Now you have to understand that gas exchange is going to happen. Gaseous exchange is going to happen means what? What do I mean by gaseous exchange? Who is coming inside? Oxygen is coming inside. Who is going outside? I am going to ask you all questions, okay? So be active. Carbon dioxide is going to go outside. Now for this gas that has come in, they have to go through some layers, and those layers are none other than your first layer which you're seeing here. This is your squamous epithelium. What is it? Squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium becomes the first layer. Then I have drawn one layer. All of you, yes, very good. So simple squamous epithelium, very good. Between this, there is going to be some cells. Okay, between this, there is going to be some cells. Okay, the dots I am drawing is your basement membrane. What is it called? Your basement membrane. Okay, this is the next layer. Basement membrane. Students, a very important topic. Almost 2 years this questions, 2-3 years this question has come. Okay, this diagram will be given and they'll ask you about the respiratory membrane, or any question of that sort will come. Very good. Basement membrane, all of you are answering. Awesome. Okay, then here you can see in the blood capillaries there is one layer which is called the endothelium. Okay, this is the endothelium of the capillaries. Okay, this is the endothelium of the capillaries. So what I've drawn? I have drawn alveoli. Okay, I am labeling this. This is alveolar cavity. Okay, I am writing here alveoli. This one, what I have drawn down is capillary. Okay, capillary. And these three people, okay, these three people together constitute the respiratory membrane. Okay, the respiratory membrane. That means what, students? Basically, what are we talking? That means the gaseous exchange, the exchange of gases happen because of these three membranes. That means through these membranes, the gases have to get exchanged, right? The gases have to get exchanged. And here, what do we see? here we will see our RBC. Okay, here we will see RBC, because inside our RBC hemoglobin is there, who will carry these gases. That is like the car. Okay, the car which will take passengers and go and drop them somewhere to a destination, right? So this is what is happening. Now students, you have to understand there are two cellular membranes and one non-cellular membrane. Among this, okay, among this there is actually let's say 3 layers, right? 3 layers. It is formed of 3 layers. Who is formed of 3 layers? Your respiratory membrane is formed of 3 layers, out of which there are 2 layers, 2 cellular layers. 2 cellular layers. You people should tell me which are the 2 cellular layers, and 1 non-cellular layer. Non-cellular layers. Again, all this is PYQ questions, that is why I am discussing. Tell me which are the 2 cellular layers, all of you in the chat. Let me see how many of you are focusing. 2 cellular layers. Is the light hitting too much? 1 second. Yeah, better, right? Okay, 2 cellular layers. Yes, very good. Keep answering. 2 cellular layers will be simply my squamous epithelium, simple squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium, and my endothelium. Okay, endothelium. Okay, endothelium. Non-cellular layers will be my basement membrane, obviously, right? My basement membrane. Now you'll be like, ma'am, you told factors affecting exchange of gases and you are continuously talking about layers. First ever factor for the exchange of gases is the thickness of the membrane. That means how thick is the membrane for the gas to pass. All of you know gases pass among each other, that is by simple diffusion. And we know for simple diffusion also there is a need for a membrane, right? For that membrane, the thickness of the membrane matters. Yes, very good. Yes, squamous epithelium or pavement membrane. It's called the pavement membrane because it is so flat. It's like a tile on the floor, right? Pavement membrane. Are you all with me on this? Very good. Yes, yes, yes. Good answer. So the first ever factor is what? Thickness of the membrane. So that is why I discussed this to you. The first factor is thickness of the membrane, and here we can understand that the thickness of the membrane is less than 1 mm. That means very thin the layers are. The respiratory membrane is very thin so that exchange of gases can happen. Okay, got it? Yes, non-cellular means what, ma'am? Okay, so here I am going to write less than 1 mm thickness. If it is less than 1 mm thickness, students, easy diffusion will happen. Okay, diffusion will happen easily. So easy diffusion will happen. Always remember this. Questions can come 1 mm, less than 1 mm. Is it going to be easy diffusion, or do they need more energy for diffusion to happen? Understand, easy diffusion will happen when the membrane thickness is less than 1 mm. So the first ever factor is thickness of the membrane, and this diagram is given in your NCERT and you have to know these 3 layers. Okay, done. Now, second thing. After thickness of the membrane, the second ever factor that is going to control the exchange of gas is going to be the partial pressure of the gases. What is partial pressure? All of you who are in the class, Nandini, Pratibha, Nayana, Vanilla, Savita, Avisha, all of you answer me, what is partial pressure of the gas? I told you, I drew a diagram and I explained to you telling that, yes, partial pressure means how much that pressure exerted by an individual gas in a mixture of gas, right? Individual gas, that how much it is giving pressure among that mixture is the partial pressure. So the second ever factor that is going to actually affect the exchange of gas is going to be the partial pressure. Is going to be the partial pressure. Now partial pressure means, do understand students, air will always move from a region of higher concentration to a lower concentration. That means from a higher pressure gradient to a lower pressure gradient. That means first ever exchange should happen from the atmosphere to the body, right? We studied that, we inspire, we expire, inhale, exhale, we learned that, okay? Yes, pressure exerted by an individual gas in a mixture of gas. Very good. Now partial pressure, always understand, it is going to move from a region of higher pressure, okay, higher pressure gradient, concentration, you can say higher pressure to lower pressure. Lower pressure. Yes? Then the third ever factor to have that bothers the exchange of gases, solubility. Okay, solubility. Again, we'll discuss solubility more in depth, but right now understand solubility means how much this gas is able to dissolve or be soluble in the blood, right, for the movement, for easy exchange or easy movement. If I look like that, oxygen is the least soluble, then comes carbon dioxide, and the most soluble is carbon monoxide. Now, how do I say this? I say this because understand carbon dioxide is almost 20 to 25 times, okay, more, it has more affinity to hemoglobin. More love is there to hemoglobin. Oxygen has the least love, but whom do we want? We want oxygen, right? We want oxygen. Yes or no? What is happening? Yes, Renu Yadav, enough. These classes are enough to crack NEET, okay? But you have to prepare. You have to prepare properly. So students, look here, 20 to 25 times oxygen, carbon dioxide is more liking it has towards hemoglobin. At the same time, if I see carbon monoxide compared to oxygen, carbon monoxide has around 200 to 240 times affinity, liking. That means in a room, all of you tell me the answer, in a room, if there is carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide and oxygen, hemoglobin, affinity to hemoglobin, who will have more? All of you tell me in the chats. In a room, if there is carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide and oxygen, hemoglobin will have affinity to bind with whom the most? All of you answer in the chats. Answer in the chats. Yes, quick. Wait, I think the chats are loading slow there. Who it will have affinity, students? Did you all smash the like button? I cannot see the likes. Yes, very good, Nandini. Carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide has around 200 to 240 times more affinity with hemoglobin compared to oxygen. This question was asked, and some places you will see 200 to 250 times, some places you will see 200 to 240 times. 200 to 240 times is correct, okay? Carbon monoxide is the answer. Now all of you are answering. Very good. It's not carbon dioxide, Suhasini. It will be carbon monoxide. In a room, I am telling, carbon monoxide will have the highest affinity. Okay, so solubility of gas is the third factor for that exchange of gas to happen. Now I am erasing the solubility for now because we are going to talk about partial pressure. Okay, solubility will come back again. Please keep this in mind. I hope all of you wrote it in your NCERT. Okay, students, partial pressure, as I told you, again we'll have to draw your hemoglobin and your alveoli. See, look here, let's draw alveoli. Okay, this is alveoli. This is the blood vessel. Okay, this is the blood vessel. Now all of you focus here. I'm going to talk about exchange of gases depending on the partial pressure. As I told you, when I have to inhale air or when I have to exhale air out, I need to know that there should be a concentration gradient that should be made or a pressure gradient that should be created. That means if air has to move from a region, that means from outside to inside, outside it should be more, inside it should be less. So when you're inspiring, what is the actual pressure? All of you tell me. All of you tell me, what was the pressure? What was the IPP when you inhale? Your IPP will drop about 7 dash, okay, 7 dash. You people will tell me the answer. Now look here, that is more than that being important. Understand, this is your alveoli, this is your capillaries, okay. Now from the atmosphere, I need to bring in oxygen. So the atmosphere partial pressure is going to be 159, okay. PO2 means partial pressure of oxygen and PCO2 means 0.3. Please understand, I need to throw out carbon dioxide and bring in oxygen, okay. So here you can see it is 159. Now what is the pressure in my alveoli? My pressure in the alveoli is around 104, okay, and the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is going to be, look all of you here, if you have any doubts, do understand your carbon dioxide always will be in a pressure of 40 and 45, 40, 45, 40, 45, okay, it will never go above. Very good, Savita, very good, Nandini, very good, Shrishti. Yes, Pratibha, Megha, Nayana, awesome. 758 IPP was. 758 IPP means atmospheric pressure was 760, oxygen moved, or the air moved from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. This is so far clear. Now look here, all of you. Looking at this, don't you think the oxygen is going to enter inside? Yes, of course oxygen is going to enter inside because it is coming from 159 to 104. Okay, my alveoli pressure was, partial pressure of oxygen is 104 and partial pressure of carbon dioxide is 40. That means carbon dioxide has a tendency to go out and oxygen has a tendency to come in, right? So I'm sending this fellow out and I'm pulling this fellow inside. Okay, clear? I think I should change the color. Green and green, too many greens. Wait students, I'll change the color. See, look here. So oxygen will come in, okay, and carbon dioxide will go out. Got it? Now, if I want to do exchange between alveoli and blood, carefully listen to me, there will be deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood. So this portion I am putting blue, okay, the portion I am putting blue is your deoxygenated blood. Students, this is basically a simple diagram, okay, a simple diagram to explain. Your complicated diagram is already there in NCERT. I will explain with that diagram as well, but just try to understand this much. And these values you have to by heart. So here you can see deoxygenated, this is oxygenated. Now look here, how much is given here? You can see that blood deoxygenated 40, 45. That means partial pressure of oxygen is 40 and partial pressure of carbon dioxide is 45. Obviously, deoxygenated blood means carbon dioxide is going to be more than oxygen. All of you agree for this? Okay, more than oxygen. So here you can see it is 40. Now the air will move from here, this region to this region. Now how much it will be in the oxygenated blood? In the oxygenated blood, it is going to be 95. Partial pressure of oxygen is going to be 95. Partial pressure of carbon dioxide is going to be 40. Now, don't ask me the question that, ma'am, 104 plus 40 is not 95. It does not happen, students. That means what? Saturation is happening. Okay, oxygen is moving to the deoxygenated blood continuously. The saturation is happening. That means we are just keeping on adding oxygen. Okay, we are going to keep on adding oxygen. So, it is not an addition. Okay, it's not an addition, like 104 plus 40 is not 95. It's not an addition. Understand? It's a process. Some oxygen is coming and saturation is happening continuously and it is getting transported to the body tissues. So this way, the oxygen now has become PO2 95 and PCO2 40. Now, what is the goal? The ultimate goal of this whole process is to transfer this oxygen to my tissues, because tissues are waiting to do cellular respiration. Right? So, my ultimate goal is to give this oxygen to the tissues. Now, tissues, the oxygen has to be less for me to move it from this region to this region. So, my tissues will have exactly the same number as deoxygenated. Okay, always remember this. If you forget, deoxygenated, how much it is? 40. I am writing the same thing. PCO2 will be 45. Do understand? In the tissues also, whatever oxygen we gave previously to them, they used up everything to do cellular respiration. Now they are left with more carbon dioxide and less oxygen. That is why we are doing this exchange of gases. Any doubts so far? Any doubts so far? Please let me know in the comments, in the chats. Any doubts so far, students? If you have doubts, please ask me now. Again, I'll explain to you this with the NCERT diagram, but did you understand so far how the gaseous exchange is happening, how partial pressure is changing, okay? And understand deoxygenated blood and your tissues will have the same value, because in both the places carbon dioxide is going to be more. Both people need oxygen, okay? Need oxygen. Are we clear on this? Okay, Rani understood. Other people tell me. Other people tell me. Understood, did not understand. Okay, no doubts? Awesome, awesome, fine, clear? Got it. Now look at the partial pressure here, students. Now, as I told you, to remember this, you have to know the partial pressure by heart. Okay, you have to know all this by heart. No one is going to give you these values. Again, you should know the values for you to know if it's right or wrong. Understand, in the atmosphere, your oxygen is going to be 159. Your carbon dioxide is going to be 0.3, because the goal is to throw out the carbon dioxide, take in the oxygen. In the alveoli, it's going to be 104. And from here, from the alveoli till your tissues, carbon dioxide takes up only two values, 45, 40, 45, 40, always. In that, deoxygenated blood and your tissues will have the same value. That means carbon dioxide will be more. That means 45 will be carbon dioxide. Okay, understood? Now, this transport has happened. Now let's make a flow chart to understand from what pressure to what pressure exchange is happening. So this is, I am making you write, okay? It's not there in your NCERT. This is just to make your concepts more clear. Are you all with me on this? Yes? Okay, all of you are understanding? Chalo, okay? Now, you have to also understand this, in this deoxygenated area, you have your pulmonary artery. The only artery that will carry deoxygenated blood is your pulmonary artery. So, I am making the labeling here. This is your pulmonary artery. Okay, pulmonary artery. The only vein that will carry oxygenated blood, okay, the only vein that will carry oxygenated blood is your pulmonary vein. Okay, pulmonary vein. So, pulmonary artery is there, pulmonary vein is there. Now, let's write one flow chart for you to understand. Achacho. Line. Wow, nice. Okay, let's understand how the transport is going to happen. So, first we'll write for oxygen, then we'll write for carbon dioxide. So, my oxygen has to come in. So, from a partial pressure, okay, from a partial pressure of 159, the oxygen is coming to a partial pressure of 104. From there, it is moving to my deoxygenated blood, that is around 40, okay, PCO2 40. From there, it is moving to my oxygenated. See here, now here what has happened? Here continuously oxygen has come in and it has formed this. So, we are not going to write this, okay, we are not going to write this. But understand here, in the midway here, PO2 was 95. Okay, so this, during this two process only, continuous saturation has happened and they have become 95. Okay, saturation has become and they have become 95. What is happening? Okay, I did not understand. Pulmonary artery is the only artery that will carry deoxygenated blood. Generally, artery carries what? Oxygenated blood. Pulmonary artery is the only artery that will carry deoxygenated blood. Pulmonary vein is the only vein that carries oxygenated blood. If you look here, your vein, what color is it? Green color. That means it is deoxygenated blood will always flow through your veins. Understood? Okay. Now, look here students, this one has become like an addition, like continuous saturation has happened and it become P95. From this P95, it is going to go to my tissues. Tissues is PO2 was around 40. So, this is my transport of oxygen. Is this clear to all of you? This flow chart is just to make you understand, okay. Here what is happening? This is basically transport of oxygen. Transport of oxygen. Yes, please make a note. I will erase transport of oxygen and then I'll write carbon dioxide. Okay. Yes. Okay, done. Yes, students, next chapter is body fluids and circulation. Don't take tension. That time I'll teach you pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, heart to lungs, who is taking, lungs to heart, who is taking, to tissues, who is taking, I'll teach you. Double circulation, I'll teach you. Right now, just understand this is pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein. That's all. Don't take tension. We are in the first chapter of human physiology. Again, we have many chapters to connect everything. Okay. Every chapter I'll tell you. This was taught in here, this was taught here, I'll tell you. Okay. So, transport of oxygen is done. Now, let's learn transport of carbon dioxide. That we did not discuss yet. No, we did not discuss yet. So, let's do that. Okay. Now, transport of carbon dioxide, basically we will start from down to top. Okay. So, let's start from here students. PCO2 was 45. Please tell me the flow chart. Okay. From 45, from tissues where it is going to my oxygenated blood. Okay. It will make it deoxygenated now. So, here PCO2, that is 40. From here it is going to move where? It is going again. See here also what is going to happen? This will become deoxygenated because of the more carbon dioxide that is going to come, and then they will try to go to the alveoli. Okay, they will try to go to the alveoli. Before that, here it will become 45 PCO2, 45. From 45 to alveoli is 40. from 40 to atmosphere 0.3. This is the transport of carbon dioxide. Any doubts? Okay, transport of carbon dioxide. Clear? Okay. There is no trick, dear, to remember this. You have to remember it otherwise only. Okay. No trick to remember numbers. You have to remember it by itself. I've told you some some small tricks like 40, 45 will be always carbon dioxide, deoxygenated blood and tissue will be same. If you study like that, most of it will be easy. Okay, most of it will be easy. Yes, awesome. Yes, very simple. Okay, very simple. Don't take tension. 159, 104 you remember. 159 in the atmosphere, 104 in the alveoli. After that, if you see everywhere it's 40, 45, 40, 45, only 195 is coming. That also you remember that Gopika Ma'am scolded us telling it 104 plus 40 is not 95. If you ever write 104 plus 40 is 95, no, even my maths teacher will cry. She has corrected my paper, she has not cried, means for your paper she'll cry. Okay, chalo. This is transport of carbon dioxide, this is transport of oxygen by partial pressure. What did I tell you the third factor was? All of you tell me in the chats. What did I tell you the third factor for exchange of gases is? By then I will start teaching you this according to your NCERT. Chalo, let's use which color? Black. Yes. Quickly write what is the factor that will affect exchange of gases. What is the third factor? So look here students, this is the diagram given in your NCERT. All of you can open your NCERT if this diagram is not very clearly visible. This is exactly this diagram. Okay, this is what I have taught you. Okay, I have taught you in a very simple diagram. NCERT is teaching you in proper heart circulation, they are showing you. Okay, so let's learn this also. Look here. In the atmosphere, what did I tell you the partial pressure of carbon dioxide oxygen was? Around 159. Okay, and carbon dioxide is around 0.3. From here, it is going to go into the alveoli. In the alveoli, it's 104 mmHg and 40 mmHg. This is in your alveolus, that is alveoli. From there, you can see it is going to your oxygenated blood, going to your heart, from heart all the way to your tissues. Exchange is happening. Okay. Now, here you can see pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery, important part. So, in the starting, I taught you up to here. Right, I taught you up to here. I did not go into the heart portion, directly I went into the tissue portion for you to understand. But if you look here, alveoli to blood, okay, blood to tissue. This is how exchange is going to happen. Exchange basically happens in two steps, okay, two steps. What are the two steps? First, it happens between the alveoli. They'll ask you this question, okay, how many steps exchange will happen? Exchange happens in two ways, we can tell, two ways or two steps. First, it will happen between your alveoli and blood, which I showed you now. Then next it will happen from blood to tissues. This is for what? Tissues to do cellular respiration. Tissues to do cellular respiration. So here what you are seeing is this. Okay, what you are seeing is this. Kutti diagram I am drawing. This is what you are seeing. Between alveoli and the blood, exchange is going to happen. Okay, exchange is going to happen. This exchange also happens here with 104. Okay, 40. Here with how much? Here you can see your oxygenated blood, you can say. Okay, that is here it will be 95 and 45, 45 to 40. Okay, here if it is deoxygenated blood, it will be how much, students? PCO2 will be 40, PCO2, sorry, CO2 will be 45. Okay, this kind of exchange will happen. Now I am erasing this. This is your first exchange. Okay, this is your first exchange. Next exchange is going to be between your blood and your tissues. Tissues and deoxygenated blood, same values are there, so they will also exchange. Is this clear so far? Clear? Yes or no? So far clear? Any doubts so far? Please let me know. I hope there is no doubt, students. Come on, this is very easy. Okay, very easy. Once you know the number, you don't have to even take tension. Okay, if you don't know the number, then there is tension. Okay, if you don't know the number, then there is a problem. Okay, deoxygenated blood, oxygenated blood, understood. So look here. Here you can see from the alveoli, the exchange is happening. That is, your oxygen is going through your oxygenated blood, going all the way to your heart. From there, pumping is happening. And here you can see systemic arteries and systemic veins. Okay, that means again, these people are separating and they're forming the veins and arteries. Okay, systemic arteries, systemic veins, and from there you can see it is going all the way to the tissues and exchange is happening. In the tissues, what will happen? Cellular respiration will happen. Okay, cellular respiration will happen. That's all. That's all is exchange. So easy, no exchanges. Chalo, good. Okay, now we will learn something more. Students, here I'll write solubility. Okay, chalo, here I'll write solubility. About solubility, I'm going to write it here. Or wait, next page only I'll write. Solubility is the third factor. Now, transport of gases. Okay, here I'll write about solubility. Okay. Well, let's do one thing. Let's split the page into two and write all the factors. Because what happens, no? Some students will not watch the live. Later, they'll only, like with the notes, they'll study. That time, they'll not understand. You, ma'am, missed a point, they'll tell. So, let's write that first. So, the factors, okay? Factors affecting exchange of gases. Any doubt, please drop it in the chat. I'm going to check your messages. Okay, look here, first ever thing was thickness. Okay, very important topic, thickness of the respiratory membrane. Okay, let me ask you all a question. Tell me what are the layers of the respiratory membrane. By the time I'm writing, please tell it in the comments, chats. If you're watching this recorded, then you have to tell it in the comments. Thickness of the membrane. If the thickness of the membrane is less than 1 mm, okay? Less than 1 mm, then easy diffusion will happen. That means basically transport will be easier. Okay? And please do understand, students, the membrane is very thin. That's why I told you it looks like an alveolar capillary itself, because the membrane is so flat, so thin, we will not understand the difference itself. Okay, that is why somewhere if you see alveolar capillary membrane, don't get confused. They are talking about the entire respiratory membrane itself. Okay, awesome, fine. Okay, next point is thickness of membrane. Second one is partial pressure. I hope all of you are answering the question. I asked you what is your respiratory membrane made up of. Okay, what are the layers? Partial pressure of the gases. Partial pressure of the gases. That means if the partial pressure is high, it will move. So it will always move from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration. Lower concentration. Chalo, if anyone answered, let me see. Yes, very good. Squamous epithelium, endothelium and the basement membrane. Okay. Okay. Yes, perfect. Good job. Good job. Okay. Chalo. Okay. Next, the last factor is solubility. Solubility of gases. Solubility of gases. Okay, solubility of gases. Here, solubility of gases, what is the thing? If even though oxygen is the one who has to go with this fellow, like this fellow, other people like him. Okay, that is oxygen, okay, less carbon dioxide, less carbon monoxide. So, please do understand that oxygen with that affinity, okay, I'm talking about the affinity, liking, okay. Oxygen with carbon dioxide, you should understand 20 to 25 times more affinity with hemoglobin. Who? Carbon dioxide. Oxygen to carbon monoxide, 200 to 240 times affinity. Okay, 200 to 240 times affinity. Everything is written here. Very good, very good. All of you answered. Awesome. You should tell all the three. Squamous epithelium, basement membrane, endothelium. Do not miss basement membrane because it is non-cellular. When I ask you cellular and non-cellular, only you make the difference. Otherwise, don't make the difference. Again, cellular, non-cellular, basement membrane, I'll teach you in animal tissues. DNA students already know, but my RNA students, I'll teach you again in the YouTube. Okay? Chalo. Factors done, students. Next is transport of gases. What is basically transport of gas? Okay? 1 second. let's understand what is transport of gas. This is, I don't know what, students, wait, shape is not coming. Okay, this is your RBC, dumbbell shaped, okay, dumbbell shaped. Okay, this is your RBC. These three are RBCs. Understand, I'm giving oxygen, okay, I'm giving oxygen. They are going to do cellular respiration, okay, they are going to do cellular respiration. After they do cellular respiration, what is going to happen? They will use out all this oxygen and they will be left with carbon dioxide. They'll be left with carbon dioxide. Yes, and what we have to do, we have to take this carbon dioxide outside and give it outside, right? We have to throw it outside. Okay, got it? And who is going to come back? Who is going to come back? Again, oxygen is going to be transported back to this tissues. This is basically transport of gases. Now, the gases can be transported in dissolved form as hemoglobin complex, okay, hemoglobin oxygen complex, hemoglobin carbon dioxide complex, or they can be used up as bicarbonates in the cases of carbon dioxide. All of you are with me? Okay, all of you are with me on this? Yes or no? Students, drink water. All these notes you will get it on Vedantu NEET English Telegram. Again and again and again I am repeating, okay. So please utilize the notes. Yes, please utilize the notes. I am writing every single word of NCERT here, okay. You don't have to take tension. Chalo. Now, transport of oxygen. We'll talk about each gases, okay. We'll talk about each gases. Then we will come into your dissociation curve. Now, if I have to transport oxygen, basically what is going to happen? Oxygen, let's say here, okay. Transport of oxygen. How oxygen can be transported? Basically by two methods or two, let's say two ways, okay. So the first way is, very important students, numbers are important. First way is around almost 3%, okay, 3% of oxygen out of total 100% will be going into the plasma as dissolved form, okay, will be dissolved in the plasma, dissolved in the plasma. That means basically oxygen out of the 100%, 3% will be going as dissolved oxygen, okay. The rest, how much is there? Basic maths, do and tell me. 100 minus 3%, how much? 97%, yes. 97% of the oxygen will go with hemoglobin. Will go with whom? Hemoglobin, okay. So they will form oxyhemoglobin complex. Oxyhemoglobin complex, that is, it will end up forming oxyhemoglobin. Now, how much oxygen will sit on the hemoglobin? Okay, how much oxygen? So much time you people took. 97% to tell, so much time you people took. I am faster than you people. Okay, I am faster than you people. Hello education, hello. Welcome to education, okay? Yes. Okay, very good. Oxyhemoglobin, correct? Pakka. Okay. Now, how much oxygen can this hemoglobin take, or who is this hemoglobin? Do you know all of this? Do you know all of this? So, basically, it is a pigment present in our RBC, right? In the RBC, there is going to be hemoglobin, and hemoglobin, if I talk, okay, about hemoglobin, it has two parts, heme group, okay, the heme group and the globin group. This heme group has the iron plus 2 state, okay, iron plus 2 state. So if I draw hemoglobin, right, if I draw hemoglobin, Okay, this is your hemoglobin, and they have the iron. Okay, they have the iron chain. Now on this, who is going to sit? Your oxygen is going to sit. On this, who is going to sit? Your oxygen is going to sit. Your globin also has, two chains, right? Two alpha chain, two beta chain. Okay? Two alpha chain is there, two beta chain is there. Any doubts so far? Any doubts so far? Chalo? Okay, understood. Okay, so they have 4 Fe group. 4 Fe group. That means only 4 oxygen will sit on one hemoglobin. And also please do understand that, imagine, let's take Meghna of our class. Okay, Meghna. Okay, Meghna of our class. Meghna, Savita, Nandini and Vanilla, they are all friends. Okay, 4 people are there, 4 oxygen groups there. Hemoglobin is the car that they booked. Okay, that is who's still Rani's car. Rani is such a kind of person. Rani will not take all the 4 people together because Rani does not know them. Okay, so Rani will first call Savita, or Savita will first enter into the car. It will like talk nicely, she'll talk nicely, and then Rani will be like, okay, this person is not that bad, this is a nice person. Then the next person, Nandini will get in, then Savita will get in, then Vanilla will get in. That means they are doing, hemoglobin or your oxygen is doing positive cooperative behavior. That means they will make sure that once I enter, once say 25% saturation happen, the next person will enter and make 50% saturation. That means hemoglobin will not take all oxygen together. One after, one after, one after, one after. Is this clear? Yes, 2 alpha, 2 beta chains I have written. Is this clear? What did I tell you? I told you about the cooperative nature of oxygen. What nature? Cooperative nature of oxygen. Why I'll tell you this cooperative nature, you will need it later when you understand the curve. Okay, so positive co-cooperative nature of your oxygen. So oxygen has a positive co-cooperative nature. That means after one binds with it. Let's say this is the car. Okay, hemoglobin is this. Hemoglobin is this. After one oxygen enters, this oxygen will make sure that the next oxygen enters, then another oxygen enters, then another oxygen enters. Finally, hemoglobin is completely saturated. That means in Rani's car, no more people can enter. Rani's car is 4-seater, no more people can enter. This positive cooperative nature helps them for that dissociation curve also. Again, we will understand that. Okay. So now, when only Savita entered, okay, or when only one hemoglobin, that means one oxygen entered, okay, when one oxygen entered, the saturation was about 25% saturation. Okay. When the second fellow entered, I'm just writing 2O2, okay. When the second fellow entered, it became 50% saturation. When the third fellow entered, okay, third oxygen entered, it became 75% saturation. And when the fourth oxygen or the fourth fellow entered, it became 100% saturation. Is this clear? Is this clear or not? So, they will not allow everyone to enter. They will allow one after the other, one after the other. Then only they will become 100% saturation. Okay, clear? So, here one oxygen group will be there. Here one oxygen group, here one oxygen group, here one oxygen group. At this point, the hemoglobin is completely saturated. Easy, no? Easy, right? Okay, easy. Fine. Now, we have to do one calculation. Okay, we have to do 100 ml calculation. Now that you have understood this, I'm writing here this saturation. Okay. Okay, saturation is written here. 2 alpha, 2 beta chains also is done. Okay. Now, oxygen dissociation curve. 1 second, students. We have to do one kutti calculation. Okay, we'll take another slide. This slide, reflection is not there. Okay, chalo, let's do this. Okay, we have to do one calculation. For every 100 ml of, your blood, how much oxygen will be taken in? That's all is the calculation, very easy, okay? Understand, every 100 ml, okay? For every 100, this is the problem. This is the problem with this slide, okay? It will start dancing. With every 100 ml, Let's calculate. Usually it is 14 to 16 grams of hemoglobin, but for our easy calculation we are going to use 15. Okay, 15 grams of hemoglobin. Okay. Now we have to calculate for every 1 ml how much is there. So I know for 1 ml it's around 1.34 gram. Okay. So for every 100 ml or for every 15 grams, how much it will be? It's going to be 15 into 1.34, which is approximately 20. Yes or no, students? Please check, do maths and let me know. Yes, 15 into 1.3. Thank you, Joel. Correct, huh? Yeah, people do maths, yeah. You people are worse than me in maths, I feel. You're not doing only. Okay, for every 100 ml of blood, it will be 15 into 1.3, around 20 grams. Correct? Perfect, no? Huh, very good. 20 ml of oxygen. Now, again, this is approximate. It will be 19.4. Okay, we will put approximate because again, no one knows the exact amount. Okay, exact amount. Now, we have to know how much it will go during. So, this is your heart, students. Okay, this is your tissues. This is tissues. Okay, this is tissues. There is arterial blood and venous blood. That all of you know, right? Arterial blood and venous blood. So, this one and from here, this one. Okay. So now, understand your arterial blood, we say around 19.4 or your 20. We say 19.4. Again, this is approximate. And your venous blood around 14.4. So, if you do a normal calculation of your arterial blood minus your... Even without this, you can do different way this calculation, okay? Venous blood, it will be how much? 19.4 minus 14.4. That will be around 5 ml of oxygen will be transported to your tissues, okay? Transported to tissues during normal physiological condition. That means during, yes. Students, basically I finished. Now maths also done. Now after 2 minutes I'll teach chemistry also. So basically I'm teaching all the subjects. Okay, physics, next is physics, after that chemistry. Okay, one graph is there and one chemical equation is there. Okay, what and all a biology teacher have to do. And you people tell biology is so easy, don't need teacher also. See, physics, chemistry, maths, biology, upon that so much I have to teach. 5 ml of oxygen will be transported to tissues. This is, students, only during the resting stage. Okay, now resting stage, when you're not doing any exercise. When you're doing some exercise, like you're running a marathon or you're going to gym and all that, that time up to 5 ml. Okay, this is only 15, no, 5, no, up to 15 ml will be given during exercise. Okay, when you're doing some exercise, when you're doing marathons, etc., up to 15 ml of oxygen will be supplied to your tissues for during you're doing some exercise. Is this clear? Okay, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yes or no? Tell fast. Maths I have done, students. You've got to be proud of me. Yes? You have to be proud. No one will be proud, or at least you people be proud. Fine? Yes. Okay, done? Okay. Now next to physics. Okay, now we'll start physics. This is maths is done. Maths for the day is done. Now physics we have to do. Now making you understand the physics is the problem. Okay? Physics teacher only is crying means then imagine biology teacher teaching physics. Chalo, let's draw a graph. Okay, don't use all of your brain, students. Only few cells we will use and we'll try to understand this graph. If you use full, then you will become full confused. Ma'am, why is that, ma'am? Why is this, ma'am? Okay, chalo. Graph, x-axis, y-axis. Okay, give me 10 minutes of your time. I will make you understand this. Okay. So, there is a law that says, okay, there's a law that says partial pressure, okay, partial pressure is inversely proportional to affinity. Okay. Be calm. I'll try to make you understand. Now, imagine when oxygen overloads, okay, when oxygen overloads, more oxygen is there. What will happen to hemoglobin? I told you hemoglobin will only take 4 and then it will reach 100% saturation. Yes or no? I happen to tell you this, right? If now more oxygen is there, does it make a difference? After the car is full, even if 100 people are standing outside, Rani will not bother. Rani will be like, my car has only 4 seats, I will not take care of any other thing. Yes or no? Correct? Okay. So, high affinity, okay, that means if there are a lot of people, okay, if there are a lot of people, then the chances of the car getting full is very high. Correct? High affinity because oxygen overloads. Oxygen overloads. That means more oxygen is there, the hemoglobin binding with oxygen will become faster. The car will get full faster. Correct? More need is there. More people are waiting. Okay, one car has come. Everyone will try to jump and get into the car. The car will get full in within no time. At the same time, imagine there is low affinity. Oxygen is very less. Carbon dioxide is more. And Rani has told that I will not take any boys with me in this car. Only girls are allowed. My mom is watching there. So, they'll be like, okay, fine. More boys are there, less girls are there. The affinity or the speed at which the car will get full will be less. Agreed or disagreed? Agreed or disagreed? All of you tell me. Okay. So, when there is low affinity or when they say oxygen is less, okay, low affinity, because oxygen is less, carbon dioxide is more. Okay, let's consider carbon dioxide as the boy. Okay, boys are not allowed in this car, so carbon dioxide is more, no use, oxygen is less, so low affinity. That means the chance of car getting full is very less. This is all about your affinity and your partial pressure. Now students, this is a graph which shows, this is here we will calculate the partial pressure. Okay, here we will do the partial pressure of your oxygen, and here we will check the percent saturation. Okay, percent saturation. This will help us know how fast your oxygen saturation will happen with hemoglobin and at what rate it is going to happen. Okay, and what are the other factors that will actually depend this graph or not. This is the basic thing about your graph. So this graph is a sigmoid graph. Okay, this graph is what graph? A sigmoid graph. It's not a straight graph, it's a sigmoid graph. Or you can say S-shaped. Okay, sigmoid graph. Now understand, 100% is a very ideal situation. That means 100% saturation. That means 4 oxygen will sit. But 100% saturation is just to make us understand it's a very ideal situation. Usually 97 to 98% saturation for everything. Right? For everything. Like a language subject, you will not get that 1 mark. No matter you have written everything, 1 mark will be deducted because language you are not supposed to score full. Right? That is the thing we always think. So, same way, your complete saturation will be reached at one point. Okay, complete saturation will be reached at one point. At one point, your middle, right, that means one P50. Okay, P50 saturation will happen. Okay, P50, partial pressure, that is 50. In the middle, it will happen. 75 also will happen. This is around 100, full, maximum saturation reached. Okay, 100, maximum saturation. Maximum saturation. Now, as I told you, oxygen plays a very important role in saturation. But oxygen is not the only factor. Okay, oxygen plays a very important role in the saturation, but oxygen is not the only factor. With oxygen, there are some other factors as well. Some other factors as well. Now, look here. We all know, we have all students, all of you have seen 3 Idiots, Nanban, then I don't know which other movie is there with 3 people in it. If you have watched all this movie, Nanban, 3 Idiots, all of that, you know that one middle fellow will be there who will control the whole friendship. Then there will be 2 other fellows who, whatever this fellow tells, these people also will do. Same like that. Whenever carbon dioxide, okay, whenever carbon dioxide is high, he is the first idiot. First 3 idiots mein first idiot, okay, main idiot. When carbon dioxide is high, the next idiot is going to be H+. H+ also will be high. Because they are going to copy whatever carbon dioxide is going to do. They don't have any brain cells by themselves. They are taken rent from carbon dioxide. Okay. They are like, okay, carbon dioxide is increasing. I am also going to increase. If he is also increasing, then the third idiot is going to be temperature. Temperature also is going to be high. So, these 3 people mainly affect the oxygen binding with hemoglobin. Okay, oxygen binding with hemoglobin. Carbon dioxide increase, he is the first idiot. With this fellow, whatever this fellow does, H plus and temperature will follow. H plus and temperature will follow. Okay, so these are the three idiots, and now one person will be there, no, like the villain, not the villain, who will be like who is always against this fellow. Who, this three people, one trio will be there. Against this people, one more gang will be there. In that, one fellow is there. That fellow is your pH. That fellow is your pH. If H plus is more, pH will be less. Yes or no? It will be very acidic. This factor also affects the binding of oxygen with hemoglobin. So basically, you can consider a very, I'll tell you a very stupid example to remember this, because we are talking about three idiots. Very like, it's a stupid example, okay, but it will help you somewhere. Understand? Students, carbon dioxide, H plus and temperature, you think as a, see, when a girl gets married, right, when a girl gets married, mother-in-law matters, father-in-law matters, sister-in-law matters, brother-in-law matters, all the in-laws matters. Imagine these three are the in-laws and oxygen is the bride, the girl who got married. So if these people are high, the chances of oxygen going out of the house also is very high. Okay, that means dissociation will happen. Oxygen will be going out. That means oxygen will be ready to leave. Got it? But if these people are less, then the chance of oxygen to stay in that house will be more. Simple. Very stupid example, but if you want, you can use it. Okay, because I learned it all this way, because when I was back then, for me, no teachers told me like this, oh, this is, no one did spoon feeding for me. I had to study by myself. That time I used to make all these examples. Okay, so if you want, you can use it. If you don't want, please don't use it. Then don't tell later Gopika Ma'am is talking about marriage in the class. Okay, later you people will do of Natka. Yes? Yes or no? Later you will be like, ma'am told like this. Okay, now there is a shift. Okay, what shift is happening? Right shift and left shift is happening. So look here. Wait, students, I'll erase all this, okay? Okay. Oh, I should have erased that green also. 1 second. Give me 2 minutes. Oh. Yeah. 1 second, students. This green thing I have to erase. Otherwise, too much confusion will happen. Yes. Yes, so there is shift going to happen. Okay, I think you people liked it, so it's fine for me. Okay, if you remember it, I'm happy. You remember it anyways. It's all very daily use things you can remember with. Okay, students, I have drawn one pink line, one blue line. Okay, pink line is shift towards the left. Okay, this is left shift, and the blue line is shift towards the right. Okay, right shift. Even though it is right, it is always negative. Right shift means these people are high. Who? Your carbon dioxide is high, your H plus is high, temperature is high. At that time, what did I tell you? Oxygen's lifestyle, life in that house is very less. So oxygen will dissociate or move out. That is, it will move towards the right. It will move towards the right. Okay, right side, the oxygen will dissociate. Is this clear? Okay, shift towards the right. That means, students, when mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law is in the house and very crazy they are, then the oxygen does not have a position in the house. The oxygen will shift towards the right, and that means dissociation will happen. That means it's moving out of the hemoglobin. Okay, hemoglobin is the husband, oxygen is the wife. No, this hemoglobin and oxygen will separate. Oxygen will be removed out and given to the tissues. Okay, given back to its family. Okay, now shift to the left means these people are all less. These people are not there. These people are like very nice people. Okay, they're like, it's okay, whatever happened, like they're nice people. That time the oxygen will combine with hemoglobin. That means association will happen. Okay, association will happen. So left association, right dissociation. Even though right sounds like a right word, no, it is wrong. Okay, it is wrong. That means dissociation happens, association happens. Now I'll teach you about dissociation and association, but as of now, right and left shift you please understand. Okay, right and left shift you understand. Students, seriously, I have checked and read so many books to make you understand this right and left shift, but there is no clear explanation anywhere. So I thought this is the best example. Okay, this way you will never forget. My DNA students love this example. They are like, yes ma'am, we totally understand this. Okay, so utilize this example. Okay, now shift to the right, shift to the left. I told you what happens during the right. All of you tell me what happens during the right. That means all the in-laws are more. So the oxygen has done a right decision of leaving, dissociating and going back to its family. Family is the tissues. Okay. So here what is happening? Dissociation is happening. What is happening? Dissociation is happening. When dissociation is happening, always oxygen is going to be less. Okay. Partial pressure of oxygen is going to be less. Since oxygen will be less, obviously carbon dioxide will be more. Okay, carbon dioxide will be more. If carbon dioxide will be more, then the chamchas also will be more, that is H plus, temperature, these are the idiots, okay, 3 idiots, idiots. Temperature will be more. Since all these people will be more, then pH will be less, that is it will be more acidic. Okay, it will be more acidic. Yes, got it? Got it? Any doubts? Any doubts? It will be acidic. Easy. Now, this way round, left. If the graph has shifted towards the left, that means association is happening. Okay? Association is happening. Association is happening means hemoglobin and oxygen is coming together. The husband and wife is happy. Why they are happy? Because here partial pressure of oxygen is high and partial pressure of carbon dioxide is less. Because partial pressure of carbon dioxide is less, obviously his idiots also will be less. Who is that? H plus, temperature will be less, pH will be more. pH more means more alkaline. More alkaline. Okay? Yes? Easy students, association, dissociation. Please understand, right and left should be by heart. Okay, they will give you a lot of questions on this basis. They'll give you graphs. When I give you PYQ practice also, I'll make you do a lot of questions on this. So this should be pakka in your head. Pakka in your head means like even at night, if I call you at 2 o'clock and ask you, you should be able to answer what is dissociation, association. Okay, shift to the right means dissociation is happening. Now I'll teach you what is dissociation and association. Telling, tongue is getting twisted. Okay, tongue twister is happening. Okay, look here. See, look here students. Dissociation and association means what? In the, okay. So many times I've drawn alveoli today. So in the alveoli, association should happen. That means what? After, when the alveoli is giving the oxygen to the capillaries. Okay, capillaries. Okay, here RBC is there. Here in this position, right, in this place, basically association should happen. If association doesn't happen, then oxyhemoglobin complex will not happen, right? Oxyhemoglobin complex should happen when the oxygen is going and it is going to combine with the HB and get transported. Yes or no? Agreed? Right? Here association should happen. That means HB should combine with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. Okay? Oxyhemoglobin. Yes or no? Okay? Girl's family will only be happy when the marriage is successful. Yes or no? So here association should happen. Where association will happen, location will be asked to you. That time you should not think, ayo, I should have listened to Gopika Ma'am's class. Alveoli, your association will happen. Okay? Now, dissociation. Where dissociation will happen? Very simple. Dissociation will happen from your blood vessel, okay, blood vessel to tissues when you give it to your tissues. Okay, here tissues we have to give. That means I have to remove this HbO2 complex. I have to break and give oxygen to my tissues. This has to happen. That is, here dissociation should happen. Dissociation should happen, and this dissociation happens how? When HbO2 gets split. Okay students, this is a reversible reaction, understand? That is, when I I can form HbO2, at the same time I can split HbO2. Okay, here also this is a reversible reaction. Arrow is correct, no? Okay, Hb plus O2. This O2 has to go to the tissues, so this is where dissociation will happen. Okay, this is where dissociation will happen. Got it? So the location of dissociation is in the tissues. In the tissues. This location is very important. Okay, very important. Location, it will be asked. Okay, location will be asked. Clear? Okay, dissociation, association. Dissociation, what is happening? The graph is shifting towards the left. Okay, the graph is shifting towards the left. What graph is shifting? Oxygen dissociation curve is shifting. That curve shifts towards the left when it is association. That means when HbO2 complex is happening. This is happening because of oxygen's positive cooperativity. Okay, cooperative nature, and understand partial pressure will be inversely proportional to the affinity. When affinity is more, partial pressure will be less, but when partial pressure is more, affinity will be less. Okay, now the graph will shift towards the left. Here during dissociation, what is going to happen? The graph will shift towards the right. Graph will shift towards the right. And that affinity, please do understand, it is directly not only, oxygen is not the only factor. Partial pressure of oxygen matters. Okay, partial pressure of oxygen definitely matters for association and dissociation. But other factors that affects these people the most, okay, majoritarily it affects is your partial pressure of carbon dioxide, H plus concentration, and your temperature. Okay, temperature matters the most. That means these three factors also affect the binding of oxygen with hemoglobin and breaking down of oxygen with hemoglobin. Clear? I hope the graph is clear. Association, dissociation is clear. Any doubts so far? Please ask me right now. Any doubts so far? Okay, students, you can write alveoli / lungs also, right? Okay, if anywhere you see lungs as the option, don't be like, oh, your ma'am did not say lungs, only alveoli is there. Clear? Everyone? Everyone clear, or only one person understood? Clear? Okay. Chalo. Did you like it? Did you understand the graph? Who is studying this graph for the first time? Anyone who is studying this graph for the first time? Okay, this is your partial pressure saturation graph, that is your oxygen dissociation curve. Just understand left and right, it affects with other people as well, that is your carbon dioxide, H plus and temperature. Now you will understand why always when carbon dioxide is high, why H plus is automatically high. I'll teach you now in transport of carbon dioxide. Okay. This also very important. This is only thing that you have to understand. People complicate it by telling it moves that side, moves this side. Not required. Just know where dissociation is happening, where association is happening. You will understand the whole procedure. And every time in question also, they will only ask these. Okay, they will tell partial pressure of oxygen is less, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is high, H plus is high. When does dissociation happen? When does association happen? This will be the question. Okay. Now, transport of carbon dioxide. Students, transport of carbon dioxide also understand. For your carbon dioxide, let's divide the page into two. Okay, let's take this much portion. Yes. Okay, now transport, as I told you, in your oxygen also we did transport. Now we will understand how carbon dioxide is getting transported. So if you see the whole transport, okay, of carbon dioxide, it is divided into three parts. Okay, three parts. See, transport of carbon dioxide. Understand, one portion, one more portion. Okay, and one more portion. 7%, almost 7% of carbon dioxide will go as in the dissolved form, okay? In dissolved, will be dissolved in the plasma. Okay, dissolved in the plasma. How much, students? 7%. Why oxygen is 3% but carbon dioxide is 7%? Because of the very mere fact that solubility of carbon dioxide is more than oxygen. That is the reason oxygen only 3% is getting dissolved, but at the same time carbon dioxide 7% is getting dissolved. It is because of the solubility, okay, because of the solubility. And the rest, okay, the next around 20 to 25%, exactly if you say 20 to 23%, okay, 20 to 23% will go as carbaminohemoglobin. Don't write carboxyhemoglobin, that is for monoxide. This is carbaminohemoglobin. That means this fellow will go with hemoglobin and form HbCO2. Okay, that is carbaminohemoglobin. Okay, hemoglobin. Clear? Then the next 70, almost 70% will go as, almost 70% will go as bicarbonates. As what? Bicarbonates. Is this clear? Is this clear? This is your transport of carbon dioxide. 7%, okay, almost 7% will go as dissolved in plasma, okay, dissolved form. 20 to 25% as carbaminohemoglobin and 70% as bicarbonate. Now I'll teach you how these bicarbonates are formed. Okay, I'll teach you how these bicarbonates are formed. So let's say, let's draw a big RBC. Okay, a big RBC is drawn. Now carbon dioxide, we have to talk about how carbon dioxide. So we know that around 7% has gone into the plasma. So students, this is the plasma, okay, this is your plasma, this is your RBC, and again down also it's plasma, okay, down also it's plasma. Now around 7% has gone to the plasma, is in dissolved form. Rest 23%, okay, 23% has gone as HbCO2. HbCO2, that means Hb plus CO2, HbCO2. Okay, any doubts? Yes, I will be doing class 12th also, Mahendra. I'll do class 12th, class 11th, every zoology I'll do. Okay, full zoology I'll do. Chalo, yes. Okay, yes students, understood? 70%, I mean 23% has become, wait, let's write it ulta. Okay, wait, I'll write it here. Okay, let's write it here. Okay, that is Hb plus CO2 forms HbCO2. Okay, how much percent? 23%. 23%. Some places you will see 20 to 25%, but exactly it's 23%. Okay, 23%. Chalo. Now the rest carbon dioxide which is there will combine with the water, okay, H2O, to form H2CO3. But there is a problem. The problem is that this combination is not that easy. I'll write it with a different color. Okay, carbon dioxide will combine with water to form H2CO3. Now, for this combination to happen, it is a very slow process. It's a very slow process. So, they are going to take the help of Ca, not your chartered accountant students. That is your carbonic anhydrase. Who is going to be Ca? Carbonic anhydrase. Carbonic anhydrase. This carbonic anhydrase is present in RBC as well as in plasma, and this is one of the years PYQ. Please listen to me carefully. This is present in RBC and minute quantities, okay, and minute quantity is present in plasma. Minute quantity is present in plasma. That means more is present in RBC, but some amount is present in your plasma as well. Okay, some amount is present in your plasma as well. So we took Ca as help student and we formed H2CO3, that is your carbonic acid, or you can tell carbonate. Okay, you can tell all of that. Yes. Now we will not keep it like that. We have to break it down. Okay, we will not keep it like that. We have to break it down to H plus HCO3. H plus HCO3. Now, as I told you, when carbon dioxide is more, automatically H plus is more because of this. Because they will form carbonic acid and they will break it down. That time who is getting released? H plus is getting released. But please do understand, I cannot keep all this H plus accumulation in my RBC because acidity will increase in my blood. So I will combine this H plus with HB, that is hemoglobin. I will combine this with hemoglobin and form HHB, which will act as a buffer to maintain the pH. Which will act as a buffer to maintain the pH. Clear? Okay? Yes or no? Okay, fine. Now this HCO3, I will not keep it in the RBC. I am going to take it into the plasma. That is, I am going to take this HCO3 into the plasma, and in the plasma there is salt. All of you have known. I'll teach you body fluids and circulation on Saturday. That time I'll teach you plasma. What are present in the plasma? In the plasma, I have HCO3 I have taken from the RBC. With that, I will combine NaCl, that is salt that is there in the plasma, to form NaHCO3, which is a bicarbonate. Yes or no? Which is a bicarbonate. Agreed? Your chemistry also is done. Chemistry also is done. Bicarbonate will be formed in the plasma, not in the RBC. HCO3 minus will be formed in the RBC, which will be taken to the plasma, combined with the salt in the plasma to form your bicarbonate. To form your bicarbonate. Now, if you look here, if all of you know basic chemistry, you know that I have taken one negative compound from RBC to my plasma. That means I have broken the ionization or the ionic balance in RBC by taking the negative material. Right. So, I have to, what is that, anion, cation and all, you tell, no? So, I have taken the anion or cation, students, cation, no, negative. Okay, I have taken this fellow out, so because of which ionic imbalance have happened in RBC. I cannot allow ionic imbalance, so what I will do is, I have a chloride ion which is negative. I will allow this chloride ion to go back into RBC, and this process is simply called as chloride shift. Okay, chloride shift. This is to maintain the ionic balance. To maintain the ionic balance. Cation only, correct? I forgot, students. I used to teach chemistry before, but now I forgot. It's been almost 2-3 years. Yes, correct? Is this clear? So what basically happened, I took the HCO3 negative from RBC and put it into plasma to form my bicarbonate, because 70% of carbon dioxide is transported as bicarbonate. Because of that, what happened, an ionic imbalance have happened in the RBC. To fix that ionic imbalance, I gave my cation, that is your chloride ion, back into the RBC to maintain the ionic balance, and that process is simply called as a chloride shift or your hamburger shift. Okay, hamburger shift. Clear? Is this clear? Please tell me. Okay, so very important thing that all of you forget, sometimes even teachers forget to tell is, your bicarbonate will be always formed where? In the plasma. Okay, that means your bicarbonate will be always formed, that is your HCO3 will always be formed in your RBC. Okay, it will be dissolved and taken and formed into this NaHCO3 in the plasma. Yes, clear? Yes, okay. Easy. So whenever there is lack of carbon dioxide, this bicarbonate will take a reverse reaction. Again, that I'll show you again in the next page. This will happen in the reverse pattern. So students, here 23% we have utilized. Here 23% has been utilized as carbaminohemoglobin, and the rest 70% will be utilized as bicarbonate. Okay, the rest 70% is utilized as bicarbonate. Again, understand HCO3 is the main person. Okay, HCO3 is the main person. So HCO3 is formed in the plasma itself. Okay, HCO3, sorry, RBC itself. Plasma dissolving is happening and combination is happening. Okay, chalo. Is this clear? This is your transport of carbon, and this is very important. Again, Haldane effect, Bohr effect, I'm not going to teach you, but I will just show you one diagram which will help you understand this, because in case any student feels like, why didn't ma'am teach that, I will teach you that. Okay, and do understand students, for every 100 ml of deoxygenated blood, 4 ml of, that is 4 ml of carbon dioxide will be transported. Oxygen is 5 ml, carbon dioxide is 4 ml. Okay, so for every 100 ml, for every 100 ml of blood, around 4 ml of carbon dioxide is transported. Okay, 4 ml. There it is. Oxygen is 5 ml. This is 4 ml. Done. Check your NCERT if anything is missed. Otherwise, we will continue. Okay, now look here. Imagine reverse happens. Okay, reverse happens. Now what do I mean by reverse? Wait students, I think I'll do it here. Okay, one second. I can do this. See, I can do this. Yes. Okay. One second students. Okay, so as I told you, for if carbon dioxide is less, okay, if carbon dioxide is less, what is going to happen? If carbon dioxide is going to be less, let's first draw a small diagram. Okay, this is your plasma. Okay, here also plasma is there. So here in the plasma we have NaHCO3. This NaHCO3 will be broken down to NaCl, that will stay in the plasma, and HCO3, okay, HCO3 minus, this HCO3 will enter the RBC from the plasma. Okay, it will enter the RBC from the plasma, and this HCO3 will combine with the H plus. Where did the H plus come from? It broke from the HHB. It got broke to H plus plus HB, and that H plus went here. Okay, that H plus went here to form, one second, yeah, this formed what? H2CO3. This H2CO3 was formed how? This H2CO3 had to split, right? This H2CO3 had to split and become what? Carbon dioxide plus water. Here also we will take the help of Ca, that is carbonic anhydrase, and then this carbon dioxide will escape out from the plasma and it will carry on the process. So here reverse is happening. Okay, that means whenever carbon dioxide is less, okay, for any process, understand carbon dioxide also has to be maintained, same like your oxygen, right? Both partial pressures are maintained, okay, so that exchange happens. So whenever that happens, this bicarbonate will be broken down to NaCl and HCO3. That HCO3 will go back into the RBC, and from the RBC it will get broken down to carbon dioxide and water and then go back to into the plasma. At the same time, there is also one more breakdown that is going to happen, that is here itself. Here one more breakdown that is going to happen is simply your HbCO2 getting broken down to CO2 plus Hb, because again this is not a long lasting relationship with your CO2, because CO2 is not the one who has to be carried. So CO2 will be again taken outside and given outside. Okay, this is the breakdown. Clear? This is your carbonic anhydrase, the whole shift what I was talking about. Now this we don't need. Okay, this we don't need. Now students, respiratory rhythm. Okay, that means who is controlling your respiration? We all know breathing is controlled by your medulla oblongata. That is the main person who is going to control your entire breathing. But we also have some centers called as your respiratory rhythm center. Okay, respiratory rhythm center. This respiratory rhythm center and your chemi-sensitive centers, all this we will understand. But look here, you can see here, this is your brain, this is your heart. Again, you have your carotid bodies and all that. Brain is there, sensory nerve in the cranial nerves is there, carotid bodies are there, that is very important for you. Aortic bodies are there, aorta, heart is there. This is how the connection is. Okay, so when you are breathing, what is the understanding? The understanding is that, okay, exchange of gas should happen because there is lack of oxygen in the body for cellular respiration to happen. That is when first, that activeness will come for the body, that, okay, I have to send signal that please breathe. Right, what happens when you are exercising, when you are going to gym and all of you would have noticed that sometimes we forget to breathe. Right, when you are doing some exercise, you just stop breathing. Because why? You forget, because you're lifting weights or something. That time your body will lack oxygen. That means your lot of tissues will be wearing out because of this exercise. That time maximum that they need is oxygen. Only if oxygen is there, they will be able to repair themselves. That will be the first ever signal. Is this clear, students? I cannot see any of your response. Please tell me. All of you, is this clear? Yes, faster respond. Can't see your response. Okay, fine. I think all of you are understanding. So this is one of the most primary centers to take care of your respiration. Okay, primary centers to take care of your respiration. Then there is one more called as your pneumotactic center, which is present in your pons. Okay, pneumotactic center, which is present in your pons. This also is responsible for your entire control of your breathing. Clear? That's all. That's all you have to understand. Please understand, this will help in your regulation of your diaphragm. For that, diaphragm, intercostal muscle, all of that expansion, relaxation, all of this, these people will be helping. Okay, these people will be helping. Is this clear? Yes? Okay, very good. Okay, they help. So these people, we can say more of, they are like the moderators, like they will help, or they'll balance your respiratory rhythm centers to control the breathing, to reduce the time of inspiration. All that kind of functional rate reduction will be taking place by your pneumotactic centers. Okay, pneumotactic centers. Okay, now chemical regulation of respiration, again I'll teach you in chemical coordination, but here also I'll tell you a little about it. Okay, but before that, let's take a very cutie I'll just fill water and come. Okay, don't go anywhere, stay here only. Okay, students, I'm back. Are you all back? Audible? Am I audible, Rupa? Yes, audible, right? Okay. So I was telling about your centers. Okay, what the centers are going to do. Now, students, we also have a chemi-sensitive center. Okay, that is your chemosensitive centers, not chemi, sorry, chemosensitive centers. Chemosensitive centers are present adjacent to the rhythm center. Now, these centers are more special. I'll tell you why they're more special is because this chemosensitive centers or areas, they are adjacent to the rhythm centers, and the most important thing about them is that these people are highly sensitive to increase in carbon dioxide and H plus content. Okay, the moment H plus and carbon dioxide is more in the body, they will send signal to the respiratory rhythm center to do the correct kind of adjustment, telling that, hey, these people are too much, now do something, ask them to take in more oxygen and give out more carbon dioxide, like that. Such kind of adjustments will be done by your chemosensitive areas or chemosensitive centers. They are very sensitive to the amount of carbon dioxide and H plus, and they will send signal. Okay, they will send signal. Students, I don't know what is wrong with board. Board took a break. It's not back again. Okay, I came back, but board is like, no, I want more break. Okay, signal, it send a signal back to your RRC, okay, respiratory rhythm centers, to make the kind of adjustments whatever is required. Clear? Okay. At the same time, your aortic arch, here, that's why I told you it's important. Your aortic arch and your carotid bodies also help in understanding that whenever carbon dioxide and H plus is more, these people also send signal telling that please make the adjustment because carbon dioxide and H plus is more in the body. Got it? Yes or no? Is it easy? Very easy, students. Only 2-3 words you have to remember. Okay. So the receptors, okay, understand here it is receptors which are associated. Okay, receptors which are associated with the carotid artery, and your aortic arch. Students, this is writing wherever it wants. Is also sensitive to H plus increase and carbon dioxide increase. H plus increase and carbon dioxide increase. Okay? Easy, right? Yes, okay. So the centers also are not like they know what is going wrong. Okay, the moment they know something is going wrong, they'll break down this bicarbonates and they will make it into CO2 and H2O and give it outside. Okay, they'll give it outside. That is what these people are basically going to do. They will do the breakdown necessary. They'll do the breakdown that is necessary. Okay. Now, the last topic for the day is your disorders. Okay, disorders. But before that, let's read NCERT also once about your rhythm centers. Okay, now look here, human beings have a significant ability to maintain and moderate the respiratory rhythm to suit the demands of the body tissues. Yes or no? If I ask you people to breathe, okay, breathe for 1 second. Okay, breathe for 1 second. Can you all do it? Like if I put a countdown now for around say 30 seconds, okay, not 1 second, 30 seconds, you'll be able to hold it, right? You'll be able to hold it. That means we are able to regulate it, which other organisms cannot. This is done by neural system. This is basically done by our neural system. A specialized center present in the medulla oblongata of the brain is called as respiratory rhythm centers. Okay, respiratory rhythm centers, right? It's primarily responsible for this regulation. Another center present in the pons region of the brain called as pneumotactic centers can moderate the function of the respiratory. That's why I told you we can call this pneumotactic center as a moderator more than a regulator, because this fellow is going to moderate the rhythm center, help the rhythm center to do that kind of regulation. Okay, so one is a moderator, one is a regulator. Okay, understand? Moderate the functions of the respiratory rhythm center. Neural signals from the center can reduce the duration of inspiration and thereby alter the respiratory rate. Okay, important. These signals can do what? That they can change the inspiration, how much oxygen we are taking in, that they can reduce. Okay, control. A chemosensitive area is situated adjacent to the rhythm center, which is highly sensitive to carbon dioxide and H plus ions. All of you know from now the exchange, you understood that whenever carbon dioxide is more, it will go and combine with H2O and form H2CO3. So basically, whenever carbon dioxide is more, this splitting will lead to H plus and HCO3. So technically, whenever carbon dioxide is more, H plus also will be more. When these two people are more, not automatically temperature also will be more. Okay. So increase in this substance can activate the centers, which in turn can signal the rhythm center to make the necessary adjustment. So the main hero, the main principal is your respiratory rhythm center. Other people are the vice principal, teachers and students who will control, moderate, tell this fellow that please do this kind of an adjustment. We are not able to be. Right. So main fellow is respiratory rhythm center. Okay. And rhythm centers to make the necessary adjustment in the respiratory process, by which these substances can be eliminated. Carbon dioxide and H plus can be eliminated and oxygen can come in. Receptors associated with the aortic arch and your carotid artery also recognizes changes in the carbon dioxide and the H plus concentration and send necessary signal to the rhythm center. For remedial action. The role of oxygen in the regulation of respiratory rhythm center is quite insignificant. So even though we were telling oxygen, 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 we understand now that oxygen has actually very less role. Who has the main role? Your carbon dioxide has the main role. Whenever carbon dioxide is more only, they will tell us to inspire. They'll be like, take in oxygen. Not because oxygen is lacking in the body. Whenever carbon dioxide concentration is increasing, automatically oxygen will decrease and immediately carbon dioxide will go and try to combine with hemoglobin. To avoid this, immediately when carbon dioxide is more, the respiratory rhythm center will send you signal letting them take in air. Got it? So you automatically start breathing as well. Got it, students? So this is about your respiratory rhythm center. Next, the last topic is about your disorders. Okay, this is also one beautiful image which I saw, so I thought I'll put it here. You people can refer it while studying. Okay, this is also, again, you can see here your brain is there, pons is there, medulla is there. You can see how they are controlling. Okay, here you have the breathing control centers, that is your respiratory rhythm centers. They'll send signal to your diaphragm, your intercostal muscles to expand, to reduce, to increase the volume, decrease the volume, increase the pressure. That kind of regulation also will be done. At the same time, it will also send signal. I mean, aortic arch and carotid artery also will send signal to the respiratory rhythm center telling that please take in oxygen. Okay, so this is a beautiful image. You can use it for your studying purpose. Now, students, disorders. Disorders means what? Any breathing issue is a disorder, right? When it becomes for a very long time that inflammation happens, accumulation of mucus happens, then you will actually be able to see it. Normally, when you get into a room, a person has put a lot of perfume or a room freshener, sometimes you will feel that, you know, you will not be able to breathe properly because you will feel somewhat irritated. But other ways, because of the amount of dust, because of generation, that means genetics, a person can have asthma. So the first ever first ever respiratory disorder is your asthma. Some people tell asthma, some people tell, okay, whatever pronunciation you want to do. Now, what is asthma or your asthma is basically, students, whenever due to say anything, due to dust, due to because of a genetic disorder, whenever the bronchi, okay, the bronchi starts having an allergic reaction and inflammation happens. Okay, allergic reaction or an inflammation happens, that is when you tell asthma. So it starts basically, all of the disorder starts basically because of the difficulty in breathing. Okay, that means first you feel that, okay, I'm not able to breathe properly. Okay, difficulty in breathing, and all of us know during COVID, once at least we would have gone through that situation maybe you people were more small that time, okay, you people were little ones, you wouldn't have understood that much, but you would have understood that if you would have seen your grandparents, parents, any of them, they'll be like trying to breathe or hold the oxygen for some time to know that if their lungs is healthy or not. That is, difficulty in breathing is the first thing, and this basically mainly happens because of inflammation, okay, inflammation in the bronchi, okay, inflammation in the bronchi. Many of you have already told it, very good. Inflammation in the bronchi. Now, if all of you look here, you can see a normal alveolar, you can see the lining, okay, normal tube, bronchial tube. Now, if I show it to all of you, like this, the tube is, no, this is not exactly, okay, this is how the tube is, and there is one more tube like this, okay, and inside, if I say there is layering, right, layering is there. This is normal layering, but in an asthma person, the accumulation would have become like this, that there is no more surface area, right? Can you see surface area has reduced so drastically the surface area has reduced that there is no more, air, there is no passage for air to go. So this again, in extreme condition, that means asthma gets very extreme. In extreme condition, the person will have accumulation of mucus as well, okay, accumulation of mucus as well. So in very extreme situations, or extreme conditions, what happens? Mucus gets accumulated, okay, mucus layering, coating will happen, coating in the walls, mucus coating will happen in the walls, mucus coating, mucus accumulation, anything you can tell, okay, yes, students, clear, okay. Okay, here what is happening, basically excess amount of mucus is getting released out, because of which this person will have difficulty in breathing and automatically they will start wheezing. All of you would have seen wheezing. A person with asthma's first ever thing you would see is that person starts wheezing whenever they climb stairs, or sometimes randomly also at the night time they'll start wheezing, and then they will use the nebulizer, okay. This is done. That's all about your asthma. That means inflammation of your bronchi. This is the main symptom. Even accumulation or extra secretion of mucus will happen. Okay? Yes. Next one is emphysema. Again, I have taught you about emphysema when I taught you biotechnology. Emphysema is totally caused because of smoking. A person starts to decide to smoke, and then that's all. Okay? The entire alveoli gets damaged. Okay? So, emphysema is a condition where your entire alveoli gets damaged because of smoking, okay, because of smoking. Any doubts? Any doubts? No, right? Okay, here what is happening, students? An abnormal, okay, this is emphysema, okay, emphysema, abnormal distension of your alveoli. Alveolar sac, alveoli, you can tell. So basically your alveoli is getting damaged. You can see normal alveoli, you can see here an alveoli with emphysema, complete accumulation has happened, complete distension has happened, complete fibers, sometimes even fibers start growing on them. That is what is problem with emphysema. Is this clear? Yes, very good. Clear, ma'am. Okay. Okay, what is the major cause I told you? Major cause what I told you is smoking, okay, because of excessive, not even excessive, students, sometimes even passive smoking people also get it. That means your friend is smoking and you're standing next to him or her and you're like, oh, what for me, he's smoking, I will not get affected. You will also get affected because passive smoking also can cause emphysema. Here the main problem is reduction in the respiratory surface area. Okay, the entire surface area will start reducing. So, reduction in surface area. This is one big problem, okay? This is a big problem. Clear? So basically the alveolar sac or the lungs gets damaged majorly because of smoking. Yes, it will become a chronic disorder. Yes, cigarette smoking, exactly. People are putting emojis and all, very good. Okay, cigarette smoking. Okay, got it, students? Main problem is they will not be able to breathe out properly. Even if they're doing this, they'll still, the air will be still stuck there and proper expiration will not happen. Okay, exhalation will be very, very difficult for them. That is because again, diaphragm, IPP, everything will not be proper in them. So this is the main problem, is expiration will be very, very difficult. And also when I teach you biotechnology, I'll be talking to you about alpha-1 antitrypsin. If all of you remember, I think some of you might remember, like Nandini, Megha and all would have remembered last time you people have attended biotechnology with me. Alpha-1 antitrypsin, which is normally there in our body, but the person who is affected with emphysema will have this lack of this human protein, and because of it we will use a sheep called as Tracy sheep, which is a transgenic animal. We will use that transgenic animal to form this alpha-1 antitrypsin and get that person cured from this emphysema. Again, a very difficult process. So this is the human protein that will actually help us from not getting emphysema. The last one is, students, occupational respiratory disorder. That means because of the job that you're doing or because of the occupation that you're doing, okay, you will end up getting a disease. That means, now not all of our jobs are like that, but imagine people who are in the slum areas, who are in the very rural areas, who have only occupation is to work with silica, asbestos or mica. All of this, what happens, they do a lot of digging. They're always digging like, if you know mica, when you have to extract mica, you have to dig a big canal down, like a burrow down. You have to go very down and then to get this mica. Mica is basically a glittery powder that nowadays people use in cosmetics. I think now it's reduced. Okay, before it was used too many times, but nowadays they have reduced it. Okay, so when these people work in mines, what happens is that these people inhale also, because see, they are in the slum areas, they do not have any exposures. Even the owners or the landlords, they will not be like, they will not bother about this people's life as if it matters to him. So he will not get them any mask or any protective sheet. So what happens, as they are going down, as the oxygen is less, they start inhaling this. As and when they are inhaling, what happens, this will get accumulated in our lungs, in our trachea, and they will cause us occupational respiratory disorders. That is mainly happening because of asbestos and your silica. Main problem is because of your asbestos and silica, and you can see this residuals will get inside and they will get accumulated in your trachea and in your alveoli, and later on end up causing occupational respiratory disorder. So then this occupational. Occupational respiratory disorders. Students, after this class, do not forget to go to body fluids and circulation and smash the like button, otherwise I'll not take the class. Okay, you people are not at all listening, disobedient you people have become. Okay, this is mainly because of silica dust. I'll write inhaling. Okay, inhaling silica dust. Asbestos. Okay, this mainly happens for people who are working in mines. Okay, people who are working in mines, right? Yes, clear, students? Any doubts? Yes? Okay, silicosis, asbestosis is the chronic disorder. Again, if you want, you can write the names as well. Even I'll write it for you people. Okay, silicosis, asbestosis. Okay, asbestosis, again difficulty in breathing will happen, surface area will decrease, and also in the alveoli also accumulation will happen. Clear? Okay. Yes. Yes, okay. Now students, sometimes what happens, they will give you a fibrosis word anywhere. Please understand, anything to do with fibrosis is related to occupational disorder, because again in this both also fibers will start growing. Okay, so fibrosis is possible. Fibrosis is possible. So in case somewhere PYQ come, fibrosis is caused because of dash kind of disorder, you should be able to write occupational respiratory disorder. So fibrosis, growth of fibers. So if the alveoli is like this, okay, this is the alveoli, right, this is the alveoli, then you can see fiber growth all over, okay, accumulation inside also. So it will basically get completely damaged, okay, that is fibrosis. Okay, clear students? Any doubt? Again, bronchitis and all is there, but now you don't have to know. Bronchitis is basically inflammation in the bronchi. Okay, basically inflammation in the bronchi. Even your COVID-19 is one of the respiratory disorders, because you know it was severe acute respiratory disorder. Again, what happened? The virus was infecting our lungs area. So people were finding difficulty to breathe, and also oxygen cylinders were less, and many people ended up losing their life. That is mainly again a respiratory disorder. Okay, chalo, understood? Yes or no? Yes, now we'll do PYQs. Ready for PYQs? On your mark, get set, go. Ready? Ready. No one is ready. Put fire emoji, then only I'll give question. Otherwise, I will not give questions. I will also become like you people, okay? I think I'm becoming like you people. Not listening, disobedient. Yes or no? Doesn't listen. I wanted to write something, but I'm thinking what was that? One reaction I wanted to write, students. Wait, I'll write off here. Okay, one reaction I wanted to write. This reaction I wanted to write. Write it with white. Look here, all of you. It's a very important reaction actually, but sometimes okay, this reaction I have written, again very important reaction. This is the reaction I wanted to write. Okay, don't forget this reaction. Okay, ready? First question. Okay. Binding of oxygen with hemoglobin is primarily related to partial pressure of oxygen, concentration of hemoglobin, number of oxygen molecules bound to hemoglobin, rate of breathing. Oh wow, awesome. Look at the fire emojis. Let me show everyone. Not bad, my students have improved in life. Little responsibility has come. Why? Because you people became adults, sir. Responsibility has come, students. My gods. Without telling, they are putting fire emoji. No, not like without telling, but one time I had to tell. Usually to my students I have to tell minimum 10 times. Okay, then only through their skin it will pass and reach their ears. Yes, what's the answer? Binding of oxygen with hemoglobin is primarily related to partial pressure of oxygen, concentration of hemoglobin, number of oxygen molecules bound to hemoglobin, rate of breathing. Please read the question properly. Binding of oxygen, okay, binding of oxygen with hemoglobin. They're not asking after binding, or they're not asking after one oxygen bound what happened. A is the answer. All of you, I'll wait for 1-2 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Answer is A. Okay, partial pressure of oxygen. Because students, some people are telling C, number of oxygen molecules bound to hemoglobin will not matter for the binding of oxygen. First, if oxygen has to bind, partial pressure of oxygen have to be high. Okay, and partial pressure of carbon dioxide have to be low for association to happen. So that is the first ever step. Okay, this is later steps. Okay, next question. Which one of the following factors interferes with the binding of oxygen with hemoglobin? Okay, factors. Okay, for the binding. Partial pressure of carbon dioxide, H plus concentration, temperature, all of the above. Okay, use answer. If you people understood everything in this chapter and you people don't comment, no, then again I will scold you people. Every day you have to take scoldings from me at this point. I've become like your mother now. Every day I have to scold you. Did you people type OCD or DDD? Okay, DDD you people have typed. Yes, the answer is all of the above. Partial pressure of carbon dioxide, H plus ions and temperature. These three people help, actually bother about the binding, right? The dissociation curve. Got it? I told you, these people are the in-laws. Oxygen is the papa, bride. That means daughter-in-law. Okay, next question. This is a very, very repeated PYQ. I think it has repeated in 16, 19, 22, 24 also. Okay, so this is the most repeated question. So answer this question, all of you. During oxygen transport, oxyhemoglobin liberates oxygen to tissues because in the tissues, what is happening? Partial pressure of oxygen. You only read, students. Please read. Okay. Read properly. If dissociation has to happen, what should be the condition? What should be the condition for dissociation to happen? Others? I can see only few answers. Think properly. Dissociation has to happen, not association. They're calling me D ma'am. D ma'am. Okay, answer is D, because partial pressure of oxygen has to be low. I mean, when carbon dioxide becomes more only, then only it will be able to, hemoglobin and oxygen will be able to separate, students. Otherwise, because of their love, they will not be able to separate. The moment carbon dioxide become more, H plus also will become more, temperature also will become more, immediately oxygen will break with hemoglobin and will be given to the tissues. Okay, so correct answer. Good job. Good job. Okay. Is it visible, students? Partial pressure of oxygen in the alveoli of the lungs is, okay, this is again to 2016 question, okay, from NCERT. Now, is it visible? Question is visible, no? Equal to that in the blood, more than that in the blood, less than that in the blood, less than that of the carbon dioxide. What is it? Partial pressure of oxygen in alveoli, okay? They're talking about PCO2 is equal to how much? PO2 in alveoli is how much? Okay. Understand, remember, it has to get transported from the alveoli to the blood. So, think and answer. Okay, think and answer. Okay, Rani has answered, Pratibha has answered, Nandini, Megha. I can see the same names again and again. Okay, Divya. Vanilla or Vanilla, whatever the name is nice. Okay, Liza, Mary, Rupa, Jay, Nayana. Nice names you people have actually. Shrishti. Okay, nice sweet names you people have. But are you people sweet? No. You people don't like, you people don't comment, nothing you do. I have never even seen once also this people's comment. Okay, only Nandini comments. Others, Megha also comments. Other than that, all others are sleepy. No, ma'am. My name is nice, but I'm not nice. Today, let me see if all this Naina, Rupa, Shrishti, all your names will come or not. Answer is B, because it has to be more than the blood. This will be 104. From 104, it has to go to 40. Otherwise, transport will not happen, right? So, the answer is going to be B. Okay? See, now also they are not responding. Which one of the following is visible, no? Yeah, which one of this following, Rani also. Which one of the following is correct statement for respiration in humans? Cigarette smoking may not lead to inflammation in the bronchi. Students, 1 second, which is correct, okay? Correct statement. Reflection, I am not able to see. Neural signals from the pneumotactic centers in the pons region of the brain can increase the duration of the inspiration. Workers in grinding and stone breaking industries may suffer from lung fibrosis. About 90% of carbon dioxide is carried by hemoglobin as carbaminohemoglobin. This was a question in 2012. Okay, NEET 2012. Yes, answer. Think properly. Decrease or increase? Think properly, all of you. Why people think properly after teaching so much you're telling mistakes? Okay, Pratibha is telling C, Divya is telling B. Okay, play stone, paper, scissors and decide. Inky Pinky Ponky, sorry. People don't Inky Pinky Ponky play, no, in MCQ. Okay, Liza is telling B, Manoj is telling A. Okay, one person tell D also, so that nazar does not fall on D. A, okay. Someone tell D, D. Nazar shouldn't fall. A, B, C, you people told. Why you left D? Tell off D also, no. My work will be easy. Okay, what's the answer? 3 is the answer. This is the answer. Why this is not wrong? Because they can decrease, not increase. Okay, they can decrease the duration of the inspiration, not increase. Decrease the duration of the inspiration. Cigarette smoking may not lead, they will lead to inflammation of the bronchi. About 90%, no way. 23% is only transported by hemoglobin. Yes or no? Okay, yes or no? Clear? So the answer is 3, not 2. Students, we are done. And I hope all of you know that NEETpedia is still available. That is the link. Go into the link and you will be able to see NEETpedia, where you will get free PDFs, free mind maps, free MCQs. All this will be completely free for you. You can see here, complete NEET syllabus will be there, mind maps and revision books, most important NEET PYQs, All India rank and college predictor. That means if you type your rank and college, rank and marks, you will get to know which college you can get into. Video analysis answer key question paper from 2019 to 2024, and also a list of medical colleges in India, and free mock test. So this is basically your entire NEET package is there in like one, like you go to a shop and you'll be like, give me that combo, like this NEET combo this is. So quickly go link, students free. We are giving it for free. Use people. Okay. So I hope the class was really nice. I really enjoyed the class, even though the topics were a little tricky for most of the students. They tell me, ma'am, it's very tricky, we don't understand. But I hope after this class, it will be pakka clear, because every line of NCERT is written. And not only that, this entire notes, you will get it on our Vedantu NEET English Telegram channel. You can see that I write every single word of NCERT. Okay. See, look here. Every single word of NCERT was written and given to you. Now your job is to learn this. Okay, your job is to learn this. Okay, and I want all of your comments in the comment section once I finish the class, because students, when you comment, actually many other students, when they watch the video, they'll be like, they should have that trust. Am I actually investing this 2 hours in this ma'am? Is this ma'am teaching well? So that trust only you can give. Okay, that trust only you can give, because you have sat in the class throughout the live. Even though I was in a slow pace, fast pace, you sat throughout the class. Only you can tell how the class was. Okay, so I want all of you to take 1 or 2 minutes and put that comment. Students, you're not going to lose anything. You're only going to gain something. You're going to gain my blessings when I see the comment. At the same time, you're also going to help another student to trustfully open the video. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. See you all Saturday's class. Do not forget to go and smash the like button. So you have mainly 3 tasks for the day. First is download the notes from Vedantu NEET English Telegram. At the same time, join my Telegram, Biology by Gopika. Second task is to go and like body fluids and circulation class. Third task is to comment on this video. Okay, do all your 3 tasks. Otherwise, 3 beatings will be coming. Okay, bye-bye students. Tata, bye-bye.